Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Celine, and this video I'm gonna explain you about intonation in English. Before we start about the intonation in English, we must know what is the definition of intonation and what is intonation. So, intonation is refers to rise or and fall of the voice in speech, affecting how we convey meaning and emotion, such as surprise, interest, or gratitude. So it is a musical quality of language. There are five main types of intonation. It's rising, falling, rising, falling, falling, rising, and flat or level intonation. But we gonna focus on the main types of intonation is rising, falling, rising, fall, and falling, rising. Of course, we talk about flat and level intonation, but in the end. So, arrows are used to represent this variation downward for falling intonation and upward for rising intonation. Understanding intonation it helps indicate to the speaker's mood, enhance communication by expressing the intended feeling or message. So remember, intonation refers to rise and fall voice while speaking. And intonation is more about how things are said rather than what is said. It is described as music of language, which is shape, mood conveyed, and the voice can rise, fall, or remain flat depending on the desired meaning or emotion. Intonation helps express emotion such as surprise, anger, interest, boredom, or gratitude. And the different type intonation, like what I said, it include rising, falling, and rising fall, and falling rising. Rising intonation is indicate with upward arrow. Remember, rising intonation is upward arrow, and falling intonation is indicate with downward arrow. Remember, falling downward arrow. I'm sorry, downward arrow. And rising fall or rise fall intonation is combination of both rising and falling tones. And falling rising intonation represent a shift from a falling tone to rising tone. The tone of voice used in intonation reflects the speaker's mood or attitude. The question: what is intonation in speaking? Intonation refers to the rise and fall of the voice while speaking, focusing on how we say things rather than what we say. It is music of the language. So, how does intonation reflect the speaker's mood? Intonation indicates the mood of the speaker by varying the rise and fall of the voice. It can convey feelings like such as surprise, anger, interest, boredom, or gratitude. What are the different types of intonation mentioned in the script? The different types of intonation mentioned are rising intonation, falling intonation, rise fall or rising fall intonation, and fall rise intonation or falling rising intonation. What what is significance of intonation in communication? Intonation helps to communicate the meaning and emotional tone behind the words. It gives listener context about the speaker's feelings and intention. So, how is rising intonation represented in writing? Rising intonation is represented with upward arrow, indicating the voice rising during the speech. And how is falling intonation represented in writing? Is falling intonation represented with downward arrow, indicating that the voice falls during the speech. Remember, guys, rising is voice rise during the speech. It's say upward arrow, and falling intonation, it's downward arrow, or indicating that the voice falls during the speech. Why are different types of intonation used? Different types of intonation are used to convey varying emotion and meanings. For instance, rising intonation can show a question uncertainty, while falling intonation it can indicate finality or certainty. Rising intonation show question and uncertainty. Falling intonation indicate finality or certainty. What does rise fall intonation represent? Rise fall intonation or rising falling intonation, a combination where the voice rises at first, then falls, often used to show contrast or to express certainty after the question. And what is fall rise intonation used to express? Fall rise intonation or falling rise intonation is typically used to convey uncertainty or a sense of hesitation, where the voice falls and then rise. How does intonation affect the meaning of a sentence? Intonation can significantly change the meaning of the sentence by altering the emotional tone or by indicating whether a statement is a question, an exclamation, or statement or fact. So, guys, we gonna move in falling intonation. That means is like the pitch of the voice drops at the end. It's used for like statement, comments, and we WH questioned and like example like I live in Malang. Is that correct? The example at first is falling intonation, like I live in Malang, or what is your name? From the movie Harry Potter. You are a wizard, Harry. Hagrid speaks with falling intonation. And how to use it: start higher and let your voice naturally go lower at the end. You are a wizard, Harry. And trying saying, this is my book. Where are you going? Next is rising intonation. It's the voice rise at the end. Like use for yes or no question, or surprise, or checking information. Example: are you okay? Is that your bag? Like example from the movie The Crown, when the Queen Elizabeth say, do you think I'm weak? Her pitch rises to show uncertainty. And how to use it: start lower and lift your voice up at the end. And start trying, is it your pain? Do you like coffee? Do you like tea? Next is falling, rising. It's when the voice falls and then rises. And how to use is to show uncertainty, contrast, or politeness. Example like, well, I thought I knew. I kind of like it. In the film The Office, Jim says to Pam, you're going with Roy? It's show hidden surprise or dull. And how to use: start medium high, go slightly down, then up again. Start saying, I didn't say he stole it. Its meaning can change depending on where stress intonation go. And then rising falling intonation. It's the voice rises and then falls sharply. It's for strong feelings such as shock, amazement, or final decision. Like example, really? No way! Like in Stranger Things 11, the main character shouts, stop it! Stop it! Rising, then falling, showing emotion and urgency. And how to use: start medium, go higher fast, then drop sharply. Stop it! And try saying, you did what? Are you serious? And the last, flat or level intonation. If the voice says flat or no rise or fall, it used to show boredom, disinterest, or sometimes irony. Like example, yeah, sure, whatever. In the movie Wednesday, in the series Wednesday, the main character speaks in a flat tone. I don't believe in emotion. And how to use: keep your voice steady, no high or low pitch, and try saying, fine, do what you want. I guess it's okay. And the conclusion is, remember guys, the conclusions, remember guys, Rising intonation is this tone is impression that something it to follow, encouraging someone, and just make sure the answer question yes or no. And rise fall tone is used to convey strong feeling of approve, a giving choice or approval. And fall rise tone is this tone show limited agreement response with reservation, uncertainty, or doubt. And flat level intonation means when you tired or not interested and boring, and your answer is flat too. I think that's from my explaining today. Thank you guys for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.